Workers, and welcome to Virtual CoWorking Space.com. My name is Michelle Dale. I'm the founder of Virtual Miss Friday, if you didn't know, and I'm here to do our daily get together where today is our think session. Now, I always try to share a little bit of wisdom before we do our daily accountability, so make sure you stick around for the daily accountability. It's a 5-minute insert which we're going to add in shortly. Oh, hey Martha. For today, our think session, and my plan for the think session is to focus on self-care. So we've got our money session, we've got business sessions, we've got just general wisdom and mindset, but today is all about self-care. So the affirmation for today is this: it's safe for me. Now, the reason why I think this is good to share this now is because a lot of our failures, or a lot of the reasons why we don't proceed and succeed in the things that we really, really want, our goals, our dreams, which is what this daily accountability get together is all about, is because of fear. It's either fear of failure, it's either fear of what people think, it's either fear, like we could list a million things out of this, but fear is a huge factor in you not achieving what you want. And we've got surface fears like, oh shit, there's a spider. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the S word. Bleep. So there's a spider. That's a surface fear. Or I'm standing on the top of a cliff and that's a surface fear. But then we have our underlying subconscious fears, which may not be so obvious to us. And what those underlying subconscious fears do is they put us in this perpetual cycle where we say we're doing everything right, we're doing the visualization, we're writing down the goal, we're reading the goal every day, we're putting the action in, we're making the steps forward, we're doing everything that we should be doing in order to, be a success. But something isn't connecting. You might get so close to something and then it falls apart, or you might get just on the precipice and then nothing works. And I've seen many virtual assistants do this, by the way. They get to the point where they've built their business, they've got the services in place, they've got the website in place, they've got everything in place, and then suddenly when it comes to getting clients, it's like tumbleweeds rolling across the computer screen, and it's like, well, I did everything right, I followed the steps, I built everything, and now I can't find clients. And I tell you why. 9 times out of 10, it's associated with some sort of subconscious fear that you're not aware of, whether it's a self-worth related fear, like I don't feel like I'm good enough actually, I feel like a bit of an imposter, I've built this great site but I've never done this before. It could be a fear about what people are going to think of you, what people are going to say. I know a lot of virtual assistants who are trying to start their virtual assistant business as a side hustle, but they're so afraid that their employers from their full-time job are going to find out that they're doing it, that in itself, that fear is going to repel all the things that you're working towards. I mean, it's fear is a very powerful thing. So today's affirmation that I want to drum into you, and I want you to really think about, if you're somebody that's experiencing, maybe things are lining up just as they should be, but something's disconnected, something's not quite working. My guess is that there is some sort of subconscious fear or belief which is linked around to that. And the best thing that you can do is simply affirm to yourself the opposite of fear. Now, for me, the opposite of fear is safety, okay? So if I feel safe, I don't feel afraid of anything. Now, I want you to really think about what the opposite of your fear is. Okay, because fear is different for everybody and people experience fear in different ways. So find that feeling of what the opposite of your fear is. And if you find that feeling, the opposite of your fear, then you will find the thing that's going to break down those barriers and walls that you've put around yourself that are preventing you from pushing past that fear. Martha's left a comment. That is exactly how I started my business while I was still working full-time in corporate and did it as a side hustle. Yeah, I remember that back in the day. Me and Martha go way back. My fear is public speaking or speaking on video. My mind goes blank, even though I know exactly what I do. Yeah, I know. And it happens to the best of us. And the best thing, a tip for that, by the way, is to just try and imagine on camera that you're just talking to a friend. You know, just try and imagine you're staring at the camera and a friend has asked you a question and you're just giving a response, you know? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just simply responding. But yeah, just try it. Okay, so the affirmation for today, write it down in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, write it in the comments, write it down in your journals. I've got my Breathe journal here because we're about to do our daily accountability. Write it down. It's safe for me. And if you want to fill in the blank at the end, you go ahead and do that. It's safe for me to go looking for clients. It's safe for me to market my business. It's safe for me to put myself out there. It's safe for me to tell people I'm really freaking good at what I do. It's safe for me, whatever it is. Yes, it's safe for you to speak on camera, Martha. It is safe. It's not always safe for me. I don't know, because of my potty mouth. I really do try and rein it in. Okay, so let's go into today's accountability. Keep in mind it's safe for you. And don't forget, at the end of the accountability, it's about 5 minutes long right now. We're going to be doing our daily boost at the end, which is pulling a message from the universe to help us, kind of like focus in and home in on something that will help us right now with ourselves, with our self-care and our self-value. So I'm going to turn my camera off now and we're going to go straight into it. First, we're going to do our gratitude. Think about the day before. Think about everything that you feel grateful for from the day before and write it down. You can find at least one thing. Let's begin. Next, we're going to read our goal. This should be written down somewhere. Read it through right now in the next minute. Now we're going to spend 1 minute closing our eyes and doing a visualization. Visualize yourself having achieved the goal or the things around you that show you've achieved the goal. Let's begin. Well done. And finally, we have our most important task for the day. Write down a task that you want to accomplish today that's going to help you take one step further to your goal. Think about it. Let's begin. Well done. You have now completed your daily CoCreate accountability. Stick around for our daily boost inside virtualcoworkingspace.com. And we're back in the room. Thank you so much for doing that. I hope that was good for you. Remember, we don't do this for any other reason other than to keep moving forward and keep achieving our goals, okay? So make sure that you do that task. Make sure that you keep working on your visualization. I always know for my own personal visualization, I always try and keep thinking about the same things, but keep adding more things in. I always, keep trying to expand, on that visualization, because the more you can expand on it, I think the easier it will be for you to start thinking bigger, Okay, so we're going to do one final daily boost today. Today is our daily message. Today is all about self-care, so hopefully we'll have a good message, maybe that will resonate with what we've been discussing today, that it's safe for you, and maybe we can pull a message here about what will help us to learn to feel safer. Okay, so interestingly enough, we had grow with the flow yesterday, and an extension of that is when I love myself, life flows, okay? And actually it's funny because self-love, it's the cliche, isn't it? I love myself, I'm not really one of those kinds of people, but it is so clear that when we do at least like ourselves, we will start to be kinder to ourselves, and we are our own worst critics, okay? So always we will big up our friends and say, oh, like my friend says, I look fat, and you go, no, you look fantastic, you're so beautiful. But we will constantly say, okay, I look fat, to ourselves, but we wouldn't say that to other people. And I think this is a really good point. Be aware of your self-talk, okay? Be aware of your self-talk. And is it self-talk that demonstrates love, okay? And the message is, when I love myself, life flows. And in terms of it being safe, when you love yourself, you trust yourself more, okay? Because you feel like, okay, I can rely on myself. I'm not disappointed with myself. I'm not beating myself up with things. I generally do love and care for myself, and I deserve the best. And when you love something, you want it to grow, you want it to flourish. You want the people that you love around you to live a good life, to have a good life. And so very often we're so focused on other people. I'm the same. I've got 5 kids and a husband, and I'm so focused on what's going to make them happy. What can I do? What do my kids need? What does my husband need? What do my clients need? It's a very giving space around here in me internally, and I usually get left to the end, and I've really had to work hard on myself to kind of include myself in that. I'm not saying you should be selfish and just kind of not do anything for anyone else, but put that oxygen mask on. Again, it's that cliche thing, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can put it on for everyone else. So focus on talking to yourself the way that you would talk to a friend, and that will also help you gain confidence and feel more safe. Martha says, yes, I agree completely and resonate with what you're saying. Absolutely. So thank you so much for today. I hope you enjoyed this session. Come back tomorrow for more words of wisdom. A little bit of fun. And don't forget, you can always join us here inside the room in virtualcoworkingspace.com if you would like to. Take care. Well done you for completing your daily accountability. I am super proud of you. You have done so well. And don't forget, you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space every day where I create these videos live. Please do like this video if you do like it, because I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with the affirmation of the day. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Thank you so much and have a fantastic day.